It's that time of year where we all start planning vacations, but before you take off for that next trip, you want to make sure you have the knowledge and the health, especially if you're traveling abroad. Den.Health's Travel and Immunization Clinic can help you with all of that. In this sponsored segment, clinic advisor Lisa Filipczak is here to break it all down. Welcome to GDC.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Let's get into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what's your background.
Sure. So I'm the clinic administrator of the Immunization and Travel Clinic at Den.Health. I always say I'm a real public health nerd. We work in the public health arm at Den.Health, so do a lot of preventive care. I live here in the city of Denver. I did my public health training at the Colorado School of Public Health locally.
Yeah, and we were talking before the show, very knowledgeable in both safety and travel, which is exactly why you're here. So what services are available at the travel clinic at the Denver Health Center?
So we have a clinic where we provide vaccines really all day across the lifespan, whether it's to newborns, teens, older adults, and we provide all routine vaccines, a really robust inventory, even some of the more unusual things like Japanese encephalitis or typhoid or yellow fever, things like that.
Yes.
Within the clinic, we also have a travel clinic for people who are traveling abroad and need protection against some of those more rare things that we luckily don't see here in the U.S. So we have the option of seeing people on the Den.Health campus. We also have travel telehealth consults now, so if people can connect through us through their computer, saves them time from missing school or work, and it's available to anyone in Colorado, so we can also serve some of the more rural areas too. So our nurses will provide recommendations based on where people are going and make recommendations to keep people safe.
That's very cool. My travel days are kind of behind me. I have a family now, but it would be great to have like a teledoc to contact you guys, especially if you're abroad and you're feeling a little nervous about something that came up.
Yeah, it's very convenient.
Absolutely, absolutely. So how do travelers know which vaccines or prescriptions they're going to need when traveling abroad?
Well, that's where the travel clinic comes in. They can connect with our nurses. We will look at their specific itinerary. We'll look at their age, their health history, their immunization record, and it gets really specific. So you might be going to a particular country and malaria is found in this region, but not that region, and our nurses will really dial down and try to make those recommendations. I do want to mention that the travel clinic is a cash pay service. We don't bill health insurance because it's a really specialized thing, but our pricing is very transparent. All of our vaccine prices are published on our website, and I know in talking to people who are shopping around that they find that our prices are really comparable and affordable, especially compared to some maybe private travel clinics in the area too. So
it's so important. Most people don't even think about that when traveling abroad, and you need to get those vaccines and things like that. I had a run-in in Laos myself, with malaria. So it's very scary. So you got to definitely go see someone like yourself. What are some unexpected health risks that travelers might not think about when planning a trip?
Sure. So as you mentioned, you want to be prepared. And I think even staying up on your routine vaccines is really important. So no matter what your age is. So you might go to places where measles or polio or meningitis is more prevalent than here in the U.S. And in fact, we are seeing some measles cases here in Southwest U.S. or on the East Coast and other areas. We also have a lot of people coming to Colorado. It's a really international, destination too. So they may unknowingly bring a vaccine preventable disease with them. And so you really want to be caught up on those vaccines for yourself and for your family members.
Absolutely. How about some tips for long flights? I remember I traveled to Australia. My my ankles got really swollen on that flight.
Yeah. Well, also, I think just traveling, staying healthy, you want to do a lot of hand washing too to stay healthy, but that's important in public health. On a long flight, I'm always the person in the back of the plane doing my yoga poses and stretches or wearing compression socks. For all of us is really helpful. Of course, when you get to your destination, trying to acclimate to whatever time zone you're landing in, try to do that in advance of your trip. Drinking bottled water once on site is important. Using an insect repellent with DEET in it, all of those things to keep you safe.
Hydration is the key.
Absolutely.
You're getting me excited about all these travel tips. I feel like I'm going back on the road,
So
any last second things, we only have about 30 seconds, that, maybe some special immunizations that people require for certain countries?
Sure. That's going to really vary. People will need different things depending on different regions. The important thing is that our nurses will provide really specialized instructions based on where they're going, based on someone's age, their health history, their vaccine history, and we have all that information. We have access to some databases and sites that you wouldn't get from like a typical internet search on your own.
Well, thank you so much. Very knowledgeable stuff and very important stuff. Absolutely. So if you plan on traveling this year, make sure your body is safe and prepared. Stop by the Den.Health's Travel and Immunization Clinic before your trip. They're located at 660 North Bannock Street in Denver. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And make sure to give them a call for appointments in Colorado. To learn more, head to Den.Health/travel. Thank you to Den.Health for sponsoring this segment.